Seriously, can anybody see my character right now?
I can't see a thing.
He is blended in with the village. Welcome back to Phantasy Star 4, and here he is. There we go. But now we've taken care of that. It is now time for us to take care of the next dungeon on our journey. Shall we go ahead and do this, Alex?
Let's do that.
Can you tell that we're all a little bit tired right now? We just barely got done with watching the film Concussion, reviewing it, and then doing top movies of 2015.
Yeah.
So, and now we're going to take on the weapons plant in Desolus. Let's see. Where is it now? Is it this way? Yep, there it is. So, welcome everybody to the weapon plant. And down the elevator we go, and now we are officially in the weapon plant. Can we find a unique way for us to say weapon plant every time?
Looks like the factory in 2300 AD.
Indeed. Okay, so we're just gonna keep going along here, and I will probably have to refer to a map a lot, but we're gonna keep it as little as we can. Here we go. Okay, I know where I'm at now, and let's see. So guys, I'm not gonna lie, it's been like 2 weeks since we have gotten together to do recording. We actually tried to give ourselves a holiday break. Hopefully you guys will not hold that against us. I don't think you will, personally, but that's me. And we have done a little bit of leveling on these characters so they will have no problem surviving in here. Even though the presence of Raja will be missed because of his stupid easy heals. Trying to remember what this does.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I remember now.
Switches the conveyor belts.
Yeah, it switches some of them. So now we can go up here, and now there's other doors.
This is like the factory 2300 AD.
Indeed. Oh. Ow. Ow. Excuse me. And again, it's also flu season, so I'm dealing with that. And hopefully that doesn't bug you guys too much. It's also kind of a tick thing, so please don't be mad at me. Oh.
There are things here that I have no clue what they are.
This is the Burst Rock unit. It is a long-range semi-automatic weapon that fires heat energy bursts. It is compatible with my electronics. I shall install it immediately. Device installed. Complete. Burst Rock is now ready for use. So now we have a new ability for Ren, which will be helpful for boss fights and whatnot. And so people might actually be wondering what we did in the past 2 weeks. Well, I can't say anything for Alex, but Drak caught up on a lot of anime. So shall we just get this anime update out of the way?
All right.
First of all, K-On! The movie. I watched it. I actually liked it, believe it or not.
Gasp.
Gasp. But Drak, I thought you don't like anything cutesy. When it's implemented properly, I don't have an issue. So, and frankly, I actually think that the K-On! Movie did a great job. Oh, crap. I am not paying attention to health.
Chess!
No! It's okay. We have forever.
Good.
I actually think it did a good job on taking probably what I consider one of the better episodes and adding to it. Because it's supposed to add on to, I can't remember which one it is, but it's like really close to the end, where they do their personal concert for Azusa. And I thought that was really well done, considering. Yeah. I didn't have any major problems with it. I also love the fact that it coincided with the London trip. And the fact that at that point, she had done so much more for the group because she was basically their tour guide while they messed around.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did appreciate K-On! The movie. K-On! As a whole, I appreciate it. It's just, I'm not trying to speak negatively about it, but it's definitely not my cup of tea kind of show.
Oh, you could say it's not your cup of tea.
Yeah, I know. It's almost like an after-school tea time. Yeah, you see what I did there?
Yeah.
That's probably not going to happen again because I'm going to forget. But Yeah, so overall, I did like the series. I did like the humor, although the jokes did get repetitive near the end because they were the same jokes over and over. But at least K-On! The movie was a good refresher to go out with a bang on. So for the people who can get mad at me because apparently I didn't give this series a chance, there you go.
A chance. Fun fact is, you remember the sushi shop they go into and they end up playing in?
Yes.
Yeah,
the one that they actually mistook, which band was playing.
Yeah, the manager there, he was played by Little Karibo.
Yes.
Yeah.
I noticed the voice right off. So I appreciated that.
This establishment.
I'm the Did he actually say I'm the governor of this establishment?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So he was.
This is how the girls view stereotypical Brits. So yeah, that happened. K-On! The movie, I appreciate it. I'm more happy that K-On! Is over and I can finally give the DVDs back.
Oh, another fun tidbit. All of K-On! Was I don't know about all, but like Tony Oliver, who used to write for Power Rangers, and I think he still does occasionally, but he actually
was there actually a writer on there named Tommy Oliver?
Tony Oliver.
Oh, Tony. Okay, for a second they're like, literally, that's where they got the name Tommy Oliver from.
Yeah, that is where they got to hit Tommy Oliver's name, essentially from Tony Oliver. He was a staff writer for Power Rangers for at least the first couple seasons.
Okay.
Yeah, he actually was the ADR scriptist and ADR director for K-On!
Okay. Very cool.
Just fun facts. Because I gotta give trivia. That's what I do.
Yes, you do. Oh, that's right. These are elevators. Elevator go down the hole.
Yeah. So I started watching the Beard Brothers play Banjo-Kazooie, which is so much fun. And yeah, like the first part, I haven't seen any other parts, but like definitely the first good chunk of that episode, Gerard is just like giving off trivia about Banjo-Kazooie. It's so fun. So that's what I'm going
That's
to
fandom right there. That's fandom, boys and girls.
Yep, so that's what I'm going to make my
That
mission.
actually reminds me, there's still an episode of The Completionist that I need to watch, which is the one that he teamed up with Steven Cardenas.
Yeah, the Power Rangers
to the Power Rangers arcade game. Fun fact, that's actually a game that's on our list, because we want to go back to Power Rangers. But it probably would be more appropriate to wait until we're closer to the movie, the reboot movie. As much as we hate waiting, we're geeks. We're geeks. That's the new term. We're geeks. Occasionally we have to. Let's see. Plasma launcher. So that's probably for Ren. Yeah, that's probably going to be... we're going to keep the Pulse Vulcan. I think that's going to work until the boss.
So yeah, you watched K-On! I assume you also watched more Gundam?
Yes, I did. So, okay, here's the deal on Gundam. Enough time had elapsed. Yes, I'm being lazy right now, and I'm taking the elevator to places that I can walk. So I actually kind of lost where I was in Gundam, especially when I had to transition to a new PC, so I lost my bookmarks and all that. And I also didn't remember enough about the story. So I actually started from the beginning. I know that pisses people off, but I would rather give you guys accurate feelings on the series. But you will all be very happy to know that I am 32 episodes in of 50, and I have quite a few things to say about Zeta Gundam. Specifically one in which, if you'll permit me, Alex, we need to make fun of a little trope here.
Okay.
And that is, a couple of years have passed since we've been doing Drak and Shadow. Yeah. So I think it's time that you and I start speaking with deeper voices so that people know that we're older. Because that's the way that it works, right? My name is Amuro Ray. That's how it works. That's how you know I am. That's how you know I am older.
I speak deeper.
I speak deeper. I'm thankfully very happy that this trope never caught on. But it does make me laugh and tilt my head a little bit when I hear somebody out of nowhere. Yes, I want to discard it. And now I have the Elst gear, and now I have...
Item cap rage.
Yes. Now I have the Elst armor, so let's go ahead and get those equipped. So yeah, I'm excited that I'm as deep into Zeta Gundam as I am, but I have to acknowledge the dumb stuff when we have the trope of, oh, this is supposed to be years later. We have to speak with deeper voices instead of bringing back the original actors. In fact, the one that made me laugh the most was eventually you meet up with Kai Shiden, who was the original pilot of the Gun Cannon, who was played by Richard Ian Cox, aka Inuyasha.
Right.
And they didn't even bring him back to play it. They instead said, "My name is Kai Shiden, and I am therefore older because my voice is deeper." That's the way it goes, right, people? Oh, really quick, I have to veer off for a second. So, we've talked about this a couple of times. You cannot heal android characters.
Right.
You have the repair function as a skill for them, but the only way to be able to heal them with any kind of item is with a repair kit. And just in case you've been using them or abusing them, in the weapons plant, if you go to this computer constantly, you can get repair kits.
Oh, nice.
I would actually dare say it's not needed because as you level up, your charges on recover become more, and therefore kind of outweighs the usefulness of it. Sorry, I'm drinking, people. But yeah, just in case you didn't know that, you actually can get like endless repair kits off of this one computer. I know, I tested it.
That's awesome.
So, I don't think there's really anything else we can do in this area. Did I not go the right direction? I hope not. But yeah, so I'm 32 episodes in. I've seen a lot of character arcs happen. Camille... Oh, Camille.
Oh, Camille.
Camille, to me, is more of a likable Shin Asuka. In the fact that he actually has character arcs that are interesting to go through.
Right.
And more importantly, to watch him go through them. Because one of the arcs that I've just barely watched is actually echoed in Seed Destiny.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name, but you remember the blonde girl who eventually gets to pilot like a super giant Gundam?
Oh, yeah, I know. I cannot... Damn it, I can't remember her name.
I can't remember her name either. Stella, thank you. So that is actually mirroring an arc that happened in Zeta Gundam with a character called 4 Murasame. And she actually piloted what is called the Psycho Gundam. Yes, that's what it's called.
Awesome.
Because it's psycho! I think I'm actually just walking around in circles, but I'm going to double check. Yeah, I might be walking around in circles. We're going to go ahead and run from this one. So this is actually mirroring that arc, but I like this one a little bit better because Camille is a little bit more likable. Like you could actually feel for him as he goes through this character arc. But also the character 4 is a little bit more interesting than Stella was. Especially because in the beginning of Seed Destiny, she becomes the Gaia pilot, and then eventually gets to pilot this newer version of the Psycho Gundam. But the Psycho Gundam actually had probably a very, at least in my opinion, an epic entrance. By that I mean, it literally comes through Hong Kong, and let me just point this out. Like in Seed Destiny, the Psycho Gundam can transform, except its transformation is into a big ship.
Wow.
So its introduction into the series is it parading down Main Street, Hong Kong, slicing buildings as it goes, and then it transforms. And just to give you kind of sheer scale, which I love that Gundam did, this literally, they give a size scale of the Mark II, and the Mark II is about as big as its knee.
Wow.
It's just like, crap. This is a Gundam to the Gundams. So I really did appreciate that. Also, the main love interest, Fa Yuri, I think is how you say her name. She's back, and she's now a pilot. So I can now see where they got the whole Luna Maria Hawk idea.
Right.
And I'm really liking those characters on the Argama. They actually just went through an arc where I think Char might reveal himself, so I'm interested in that. The other thing that I was also not against was the introduction of Amuro Ray. Now, people remember, I didn't like Amuro.
Right.
I thought he was an emo little bag of crap. But I don't hate him in this series. And I think the main reason is because, well, he's more of a character in this now.
Right.
So basically what they tried to do with his character is that the Earth Federation is afraid of him because he might be a new type. And so they basically gave him this cushy lifestyle to watch him, roughly.
Okay.
It's kind of like how Seed Destiny did with Kira and with Lacus, where they gave them like a cushy orphanage, and then as soon as they became inconvenient, then came in the Wetworks team to get rid of them, right?
Right.
So this kind of happens to Amuro in the fact that a now pregnant Frau Bo, no, she's not with Kira, or wow, she's not with Amuro.
Right.
No, she's just pregnant. We don't know with whose child. They come to visit, and he basically tells her, yeah, I can't get out of here. I'm being watched every minute. So, you know, here's what you might need to do. Here's another interesting part. So, people might remember in the Gundam review, I gave a lot of crap to the children on the ship, because that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to have a bunch of orphans on the ship when it's a warship.
Right.
You know? And I still stick to those guns, but they actually brought in the characters, or the kids, as characters in Zeta. Except they're obviously older.
Right.
They're about teenagers now.
Okay.
And in fact, one of them, Kotz, is a main character because what happened after is that Frau Bo and, what's his name? Hayato, the guy who piloted the gun tank, they took them in. They actually adopted them.
Right.
And it just so happens that in the meantime, Hayato has been working in a war museum.
Yeah.
And so Kotz has made it a habit to come over every day and just look at the classic mobile suits, and he even got to pilot some of them.
Right.
So now they've actually based that he has mobile suit experience based on this.
Okay.
And so, long story short, Hayato actually involves himself in an AUG-esque movement based in Earth called Karaba. And Kotz is also involved in Karaba. And in order to further his education with mobile suits, Hayato actually signs over his adoption to Lieutenant Quattro Bagina, aka Char.
Right.
Because, you know, they're on good terms right now. And he does that so that he can go and continue to learn mobile suits, but he'll still have a guardian, roughly. And so they've actually made Kotz like a regular member of the crew, and he has his own arcs going along. You know, he's a teenager, so he looks at girls differently and all that stuff. But it's actually fairly interesting, especially since one of the last things that we got to see with Amuro was he actually handed the gun that he chased down Char with at the end of Gundam to Kotz.
Okay.
And said, if Char ever falls out of line, I want you to shoot him with this. Kind of like the whole Jack Sparrow, I must shoot him with the one bullet in this gun.
Right.
Kind of thing. Anyway, back to Amuro. The other thing that I like about his character development is that obviously since he's been being observed, he has not been in a mobile suit for years.
Right.
And so one of the things that I love that they actually tacked onto that is when he first tries to get into a mobile suit, he has a little bit of post-traumatic stress. Because he remembers, you know, all the pressure that was put on him as the Gundam pilot of the White Base, plus the fact that, you know, people die in war and all that. So they actually have this couple of episodes where he can't get into a mobile suit. Oh, sorry. My wrong one. He can't get into a mobile suit for fear that he will not be able to save himself, kind of thing. And now he's an active pilot, so I do like the turn there. I think I may have been actually going the right way, and I didn't realize. Would you just let me escape? Damn it. But right now where I'm at in the series, we're now facing off against a new enemy. It is Titans based, so basically in this series, the Earth Federation is the villain.
Right.
But now we're facing off against what they're conveniently calling cyber new types, which is what I'm guessing the explanation for Stella and her crew were in Seed Destiny. They were cyber coordinators. And so they are being led by... Oh man, if I get this wrong, don't kill me, please. By Captain Paptimus, or Captain Shirako Paptimus. That's his name. He is leading the current Titan fleet that's trying to take out the... I was about to say the Archangel. The Argana. Do you see the problem here, people? There's so many comparisons between the two. But also the other cool concept is as soon as they got back into space... Camille got an upgrade. And so now he is piloting the aforementioned Zeta Gundam, which is, I think, as far as mobile suit history or Gundam history goes, is the first ever transformable mobile suit, because it does have a flight mode. And it actually looks pretty dang cool, considering, like, probably one of the biggest complaints I would have is, even though the RX-78 in the original series was classic,
yeah,
it's not one of my favorites. And Zeta's up there because it actually looks different. And it feels different. You know, the mobility is different, and the weapons are definitely different. One of the biggest differences is they actually have, like, what I would consider a beam spear. So it's a long piece of metal, but it has a beam saber at the end. So it'd be like a beam spear. Okay. I like that idea. I also like the rifles and things like that on it. We also do get the introduction of the Hyakushiki, which is Quattro's mobile suit, and it actually is reflecting Seed Destiny. When you remember the suit that Kigali's father left her?
Yes.
The orb, the Akatsuki? The Hyakushiki is actually really close to looking like that. It's a straight gold mobile suit with, you know, its own basic kind of operating. Like, it has a rifle, it has a beam saber. It also has a big cannon that it can integrate, but the cannon seems very large and cumbersome, so I don't think it's going to get used that often. What else can I talk about with Gundam, with Zeta Gundam? Not a whole lot. I'm almost done with it, and I'm excited for how it's going to end, but especially since the next series that I'm actually going to get into is a sequel series to Zeta, which is Double Zeta. And also one of the first ever subtitled Gundam series, so people can get off my back about that. Yes, I'm watching a subtitled one for you guys. Technically, I have watched subtitled Gundam series. You know, Build Fighters wasn't dubbed. So yeah, there's my lengthy anime update on Zeta Gundam. People have actually been asking if Alex has another video in the pipeline, or another series in the pipeline that he wants me to watch. I've actually told him no, because I did want to get caught up in Gundam. I am nowhere near where I wanted to be. I have no problem admitting that.
Right.
So hopefully you guys won't hold it against me, right? I'm almost done with Zeta. And there'll obviously be a couple of series I won't touch, mainly because I don't see the relevance. People have gotten mad at me because I think I said this on a previous episode. SD Gundam is not happening.
Yeah.
And it's mainly because SD has its own bunch of series that I'd rather just tackle them all together. So if you guys were hoping for the Chibi Gundams, it ain't happening just yet. Okay, I actually think that is it for the weapons plant. So let's go ahead and get to the next dungeon here. I think it's, yeah, we just needed to unlock the forever repair kits, because that's helpful. All right, say it with me, Alex. Hina's! And then... Why do I have to keep going back into these menus? Ryuka! To Jut.
Jut.
To the town of Jut. Jut. We're going to use the inn really quick. Is this the inn I can use? Yes. Hello there! Have you met my cousin? Twice removed.